Tom and Major's DNA lab.
I just make it run smoothly. Tom made it.
Oh my god.
It's true. When I say it's true, it just happens to be true.
It can make the robots behave.
Okay, so now
Crazy storm right now. Back home.
I thought there's like 4 inches only.
Nantucket is cut off.
Dude, the
wait,
town
really?
I grew up in is on the news. Rachel Maddow just said, Situate, Massachusetts.
Situate.
Oh. That's where I grew up. And
Yes.
Yeah, they're talking about there was a car floating through down.
That's crazy.
It is.
A friend just recorded the Rachel Maddow show and sent me it. Oh my god, that's such a nice freaking thing. It's reminding me it's snowing there and I want it to snow here. That's not.
okay, so now how do I get this to be on the Facebook?
They
I think this puts one.
on Nantucket.
I see.
Like, yeah.
Just the event. I see the events thing.
You put like, I'll try to join it.
We expect to have things open back up again before that.
Circle of life.
We've got 13,000 people on this little like sandbar, you know, and they've got no power, no nothing, and they can't run ferries, they can't run planes.
It's fucking crazy. My mom is supposed to fly out here on Thursday. So
It's a great article. Thursday they'll
I know they're used to that shit. One minute running the sand this year, right?
I guess this is it. Have you built one new burger ourselves?
or something.
I'm not somebody who has a full
Yeah, why not?
in mass sport, but at least they know how to clear snow.
With enough
They do
wine
that shit real good, man.
and hummus,
Real good.
do anything.
Everybody, their mother, if you go over there, is a
Wine and
plow
samba.
driver. Like, yeah, I got my truck ready for plow season. You know, like
Too late.
they're always driving around and shit.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how much
It
order.
feels like
It should be posted now, so-
my snow shovel and be like, hey, shovel your walk. Like it's grown-ups doing the same thing.
Yeah.
With their pickup truck.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. I would do the same thing, man. That was like all winter. I was making money doing that shit. It's great.
and like, you know, you've got your if you have a driveway that needs plowing, you know, you've got your guy for all.
Yeah.
It's working.
Does
Okay.
anybody have old five?
You can also vote for your favorite moments in the meeting.
Perfect.
Like how old?
I have the original.
There's a way to do Q&A too, but it was disabled.
I tried to get it reactivated, and they're like,
So I can close that.
no. Oh.
I think good.
My sister breaks her phone probably like every week, so she always gets the family plan upgrades. I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her. One time I need it.
Tell her she has to pay for yours.
I know. She totals cars and totals phones. She's the worst.
And here you are over here building shit.
No, I do my fair share of
How do I get a
destroying.
job here, Major? What kind of degree do I need? Biomechanics.
There's people that do everything.
And we actually just hired like a
You have you're me?
facilities director. So
What?
What, you have an engineering degree? or something? Or do you
I
want-
can get one.
What the hell do you want?
I have a electrical and solar. I can fix shit.
The roof is covered in solar panels.
Is it?
Just-
Shit. I probably don't have it. I'm decent at AutoCAD.
Some people have no degrees.
Yeah.
2 classes.
Some people live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, whoa. You mean I have a real job with an art degree? Whoa.
Well, I mean, it's like it's 150 person company. You know, we've got like it's not all like software engineers and
Yeah.
biology. If you weren't going to Australia in April, I would say you should come and meet like our current facilities guy and the recently hired facilities director.
So we're trying to do like weird shit with the space, like
See if you like them.
Yeah. I only have a 1-year work visa, so I don't know. Unless I get married to my boyfriend.
a work visa from Citrus.
No, to Australia.
As much as you would like to pretend it is, Citrus is not a
No, I was like, where are you? I didn't realize you were going to Australia.
No, you could, when you come back, you should totally, like, come, when you're looking for a job, come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Because, I will. Anyone who I'm comfortable working below with, like, training tools, like I trust you with the integrity of my training.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do a lot of
Trustful.
I work with some very non-skilled people. Somebody knows how to use a drill and they got hired at my company. Like, that's how you know I know what I'm doing if I'm training this person. Like, how do I use this drill? This drill bit doesn't fit inside of it. I'm like, what? Grab the Phillips head screwdriver. Which one is that?
You guys and your crazy jargon.
I'm like, dude, grab the channel locks. It's like, what? Is that like a bike lock? No, it's like a wrench. It's adjustable. Anyways, we just hired a bunch of 10 people, so I'm training like 3 guys that don't use tools. It's fucking frustrating.
When are you going to Australia?
I'm gonna move there to go surf and with my boyfriend.
Ooh.
Met the Australian guy, right?
I met an Australian guy. I don't know. The Australian guy.
I bring that 2 years ago, right?
This is the first year.
Oh,
Well, I guess that must have been a
He was with Tolly.
gingery guy.
No, that was Cubby.
Not him.
He was a good guy. So he had to deal with some shit. He didn't take it. Couldn't take it, man. I actually saw him when I went there too. I was like, Cubby, what's up? It's fucking huge.
You saw him just now?
What?
You saw him when you were there?
I saw him in Sydney, yeah, with Johnny Seymour. All back. DJ over at the Tokyo Sing
He was big before.
What?
He's larger now.
He's just tall, wide-shouldered.
Yeah.
muscular
Good guy.
guy. So, dude, apparently he's got like the most extensive wardrobe collection ever. Just got these crazy clothes. Yeah, around his face and shit, like a little like Dalmatian puppy in a cattle cage. It was cool, dude.
oh my god.
He had some other ones too. He had like 2 different outfits a day. Holy shit.
Yeah.
How much did you pay to get all your outfits here?
No kidding. I didn't know that.
God.
It's gotta be expensive.
He's got like 3 walk-in closets full of outfits, man. I asked him, I was like, dude, that's some cool outfits. How much closet space do you need?
Well, he pretty much produced all of Sydney Pride for like a bunch
Yeah,
of years, I think.
that's
his
him
thing.
and this other one with the beard. Well, something like that. Some other bearded person in Sydney. This drag of Sydney or something like that. God, it's crazy. A new outfit and drag performance every week. This guy would do. I saw the one who put like this box on his head with mirrors. And like, he'd like spin it around, it would be like a different mirror reflection out the front of his face, dude. He was in the corner of this room with mirrors too. It was insane. Bogey Bear. Party.
Bogey Bear. I've heard
Bogey
that.
Bear.
Those mixes from Bogey Bear are really
Yeah.
good. They're
Yeah,
really
I
good.
just played for those guys.
Who
in December.
does Disco Drum? Did they do a thing for Bogey
I
Bear?
think so.
Yeah.
She's been here.
Yeah,
Stereo,
I
Stereo
love
Gammas.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Stereo Gammas. Yeah, it's Johnny
No,
Silver, Paul Mac.
go
I was just down there with those guys.
Yeah, they.
This little partition wall.
Yeah, they were here for Folsom Street
And
Fair.
you can ignore the.
Or Johnny was. Paul Mac was.
Is he coming to Burning Man again?
Johnny Seymour? I don't know.
Heard of maybe.
It might be. I'm gonna try and convince him to go to Planting Seed or Bearing Seed. It's Burning in Australia.
Criminals.
We'll have to just stand here or right there.
There's these usually less crowded, more system. At the crowded times, you can see.
To the bathroom.
Gotta go. It's been really great, but
Red wine? You know.
Yeah.
They need to hear
all day I've been in like this haze.
Should make that thing my desktop background.
Have you like practiced your
Let's do it, Dave. Oh my god, dude. I had so much
Little
work. Fucking good.
Yeah,
My
I mean,
mom's coming to
trying
town
to.
Thursday. I'm telling her I'm moving to Australia to meet my boyfriend. She doesn't know it. It's kind of a big weekend for me. My journey is I'm on Facebook with you, right?
Awesome.
Hey.
Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you. I don't think I've seen you today. I know. Hi. Yay. You're gonna squeeze me out.
I'm gonna squeeze something out.
Oh, yeah. What's up, baby?
Big kiss and a hug is the one I'm gonna squeeze out of that one. You can have your little Gucci.
No, I haven't had it yet.
Oh, that's on its way.
I guess I like, hello. Oh. Good. Even everywhere. So that's all that.
I have been in a lot of places.
So cool. It's Australia.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I'll go back there in April.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And what? Yeah. What are you taking some time to travel soon? So
I'll be there April 21st. It's my
I'll work there.
Miami, Queensland. So it's south of Surfers Paradise.
Hey, Aaron, can I stay here for just a second?
Huh?
Can I stay here for just a second for a little planning thing? Sorry, I'll give it back in a second. Would you be into, so like, I'm going to talk about, I'll show you the slides quick. So I'm going to talk about, kind of wrap up with Folsom and how awesome it is how when you work together, like, blah, 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 it kind of works out. Can I kind of hand it over to you to talk about, just real quick, the stuff we did in this, like the Twin Peaks thing?
Sure.
And how that kind of fits into the mission too, and NimbyQ, and then a minute after that, and then I'm going to do a couple slides about like, okay, so that was in 2014, and then what comes in 2015, and then maybe we're going to talk about the organization stuff, and then the intro. Fulton, can you just kind of do another, like, so we've learned, you know, all this stuff doing this. We learned that, like, you know, we can take a bus from that to that, and we're gonna plot, you know, we're gonna keep that.
Totally. Okay, cool. I think we can do that.
And, like, you know, I mean, you know, you can say
totally.
it, but, like,
Yeah, I think so.
all right.
Unless I just freeze and then I start everybody on the
Okay.
We don't know what to say. We're trying to work.
Yeah,
I'm not really good at that either.
You're like, this is Ashley Simpson, dude. It's like the hoedown. Hi, I'm super sick. I don't want to get you
Oh my god, everybody got the
I know,
Yeah.
man. It's bad.
Hi, Simpson.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
So I can actually stay for this meeting. But I did want to stick around. Say hi.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, thank you.
We just moved over there. It's like more or less empty. So
Are you working more tonight?
Our original space.
Are you working more tonight?
It was like, wait,
Working
yeah,
more
that's
tonight?
kind of empty warehouse.
No, I just
They won't be too bothered.
Oh yeah, I sent to Phil too, and he's just like, "What happened?" And I was
We're,
just
like,
like,
totally
well, "I don't know,
good.
it's not a big deal." He's like, "No, what happened?" I was
So
like,
then
"It's not a big deal. I don't want to talk about it."
I'm like, I'm literally straight up the hill.
that
It's
a
so
little
close.
line?
It's like 2
we're
blocks.
Dunkin' and Joey.
Yeah, I'm on. So it's literally like a sheer cliff up.
Yeah.
We can't go straight through because there's like the stairs that you can't go. So yeah, you have to go one around. I think we're probably in the same block. Almost like here, except that there's like a lot of like big hills between us.
Yeah. Wow, that's weird.
It's like it was like a 2 minutes away. It's not on foot.
I've been getting lost. Like once I go above, actually, Noe, and like all those winding streets start happening up around Twin Peaks. Like,
Yeah.
like several times misjudged that walk and ended up like, I can't like get on my motorcycle, so like I can't like that's just in front of me. Like getting it so much.
It's missed around. Yeah, Dunkin' and Diamond Heights Boulevard. That's usually the best. Diamond Heights Boulevard hits the market. But then other than that, it's really
I'm good.
I've got a cold, so I'm giving no hugs. This
We'll see what happens on the canyon expedition.
I just think cold. Hello there.
We all got it.
It's the same one?
It's I'm pretty sure.
Pretty much the same party.
Yeah, right.
All settled in.
Patient zero. And there is that like weird rhino.
It's super comfy up there.
It's Turles.
I need more.
Mine's all just like
Mine just keeps like moving up and down. It's like just taking the elevator up and down all week long.
We're flying to Hawaii tomorrow, so
Oh,
you're
nice,
supposed
yeah.
to the lovely air of the plane. I'm sure.
At least start off unscathed. How long are you in Hawaii?
Just 1 week. Yeah, we got this incredible deal.
Yeah.
Flight, hotel, and limitless mile
Even
car
more,
for $1,000 each. Come on. It's cheaper than living here for a week.
Yeah, really.
Big island. We're gonna swim with dolphins again.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been to all the other shit on the island, so.
I've never been to.
Oh, it's
He does like all
it's ridiculous. I mean, I think there's 26 of the 28 climactic zones in the world. So you can go from snow at the top of the mountain to meeting that ocean the same day.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I cracked out my ass and I said, well, that's a good place to do. Well, I hope you get well.
You. I'm declining direct hugs.
Yeah, I know.
I got a nasty cold.
What's up, trouble? Good. Sorry, thanks.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What do you got? Oh, yeah.
I kind of figured you'd be like bad kids sitting in the back, far away from office.
That's so funny.
Yeah, right.
And there will be absolutely
I think it's happening.
I have like red wine mouth. Like, hey.
Was that?
So I have like red wine mouth. Listen to me.
Man, it's like that's something.
Yeah.
I have congratulations.
Yeah, so it's in the order you said. I can probably
Fine, I'll figure it out.
I can probably run it if you want because it's these two buttons. But I think like if you just like nod at me.
Oh, well,
Hey, Shelby.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing? Sorry, I'm super sick. Yeah. So wait, which?
Why don't you just like nod at me when you're on the next one? Is that good?
That's fine.
It's
Or
you
you
want,
can next one.
yeah. Next slide, bitch.
Come on.
You want to?
Yeah.
It's like that, and then that one, and then that one, right? and then that one behind there, and then that one goes.
Okay,
Like
good.
that.
Okay, yeah. So it's this, then the other one, and the
The
other one.
order you put it in.
Okay.
First that one. It's the order you put it in.
Perfect. Yeah. Great. So is that the order that I?
It's the order that it's the order that I put them in.
Good luck.
And the rest of the slides are all in the order that I thought you wanted to present them in. So 142 slides.
So when I'm finished, do I need to like present anything else?
We'll just like, I mean, at the end of
I'm just gonna
like,
open it up to questions for a while and then.
Yeah, like why don't we just like go all the way to the end?
oath and then I'm just gonna.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, what we can do questions specifically for that if you want. Then I kind of we have like another like 3 slides or something after that. There was basically just like we want money.
Okay, well then at that point, I'll just say like I have, plans up here if you guys want to take a look, more questions after this.
Yeah, cool. And then we'll just like just general questions about everything.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'll have like, because you're right at the end, so I'm sure I'll have like a lot of questions specifically about that because that's what we would be thinking about.
Can I see these slides again really fast?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what am I doing again?
Looks really good. I like it.
So the first one was just like after talking about Folsom for a second, it was just like to talk about the in-city parties and kind of like how we might be carrying that. Maybe I should do that.
Well, that works because that's the whole expansion idea, right? Like
Yeah.
we're actually, we went from doing stuff on Playa to actually doing stuff off Playa, and that was one of our missions when we began.
Yeah.
So it goes from Folsom to the guerrilla party. Those all kind of go together.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, and the thing too that I drew a correlation, this might be helpful. Like in 2013, like people couldn't believe that because we got it out there, and in 2014 they couldn't believe our ears because like the sound just took over. And in 2015, it's going to be the expansion of the album.
Yeah,
That's kind of but yeah, those go together for sure.
Okay. Maybe I should do this in a different order then, because I have these as part of 2014, and then there's this weird break where we talk about the organization, and then I wanted to hand it over to you again to talk about like the expansion into Windy Bird. But maybe it makes sense. I mean, are you comfortable with doing these two separate segments?
Yeah. They should be under 2014 for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean they happened in 2014, so that's kind of why I put them there. But
and that's this moniker for that section, or the section?
it's the like wrapping up 2014.
Oh, got it. Okay, so that's got it. I thought you were going to do more 2014.
No, that was it. Cool. And then we'll talk about like how we're putting up the the responsibilities and stuff. Try to get people to actually like go to our browser, like on the phones, and sign up while we're here. And then we're about build. Maybe I'll put that. Something else. I'm gonna put that. Okay, so let's say it's like right after major talks. Then this will come up. And I don't know. Maybe I'll just say. So we've got something really exciting happening soon. I'm to introduce it. I'm gonna put it over there. And these are the slides I picked. I don't know for you. I mean, it's sort of just like this is what we started with. It wasn't much.
Yeah, totally.
That's what we got, and and we learned so much. And, we started.
Cool. And I could just recount. 2013, 2014, 2015.
Not gonna hug you. I'm really sick.
This is going to be much too. One of the questions that we wanted to handle for people.
How are you?
Like, to delineate. Just
You can ask him. Hey, Joey.
We're kind of
Was there a
like
speaker?
the official word is that we're
Speaker
kind
up?
of winging it right now. So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
I don't know if you have a microphone.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot. We do have to do obviously
We need to-
stuff.
I think they got a surround sound system in this joint, right?
Yeah, that's a small.
It seems okay.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone can help each other if you think it's weird.
Oh, I forgot to bring my helmet. Shoot.
I may or may not wear it. I might just set it up. It's cute as shit. I might just reserve it for. Oh, do you want to wear it? You want to wear it? Or?
You are the do you want to start on 5 or do you want to skip on 5?
Yeah, let's see. You want to say you want me to?
We're going to start in 5 minutes or so. There's wine here, there. And if you want to there you go. 5 minutes.
I tried to do this shit. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? You too? Got a cold, so I'm not doing direct hugs.
For sure. Thank you for inspiring me.
Good.
Hey.
Someone give a lot of people a little better.
You know what?
Yeah, totally. All of us. Really? Yeah, Shelby said he was 50 years old.
I didn't even make out with anybody.
Some dance form. Yeah, well, Joey's the only one who hasn't gotten cold.
Really?
Yeah. It was some dance-borne virus, apparently. It's the worst kind.
Oh God, all these are going down. What my
Wish half the people be a career. Whoops.
Yeah, it's like I should be getting those thoughtful emails right now. That's what I'm
What?
He's texting me. We're going to go back to the shop lodge.
Wait, yeah, what did you say?
I was like, yeah, drive. Is the doorbell not working anymore?
What's that?
Hello. Okay. Can you hit the doorbell?
Okay.
You were like,
Okay, we've got a viewer.
There's no way I can make it remind me.
What's up? Some like little boy in Thailand.
What's that?
It's gonna be some little boy in Thailand.
I woke up naked in front of the fucking bus.
Colin's gonna answer the door. Colin's gonna answer the door.
Is the doorbell working again?
Yeah, I don't know.
So go. Hey, I'm Christian. Let's see. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about like what BAAAHS is about, how we got started. For those of you who haven't been with us through this, and we're gonna cover how we're gonna be organizing things this year that you can get involved and help. And we've got this super secret project that I talked about, which we're gonna drop later on. That's it. Yep. Cool. So, let's hope this is gonna work. There we go. So, 2015. It really is apparently the year of the sheep or goat. Depending on the translation, I'm gonna go with sheep. I think that's the doorbell, by the way.
Yeah, somebody was down there.
Okay. So BAAAHS really got started out of this kind of like feeling that the state of Burning Man and gay was in, I don't know, not a totally satisfactory place. Like Burning Man has this huge gay neighborhood, that is awesome and like has a bunch of great stuff in it. It's also kind of insular in that like if you're not gay, it doesn't really provide a lot to you maybe. And if you are gay, it's kind of really enveloping. Like it's hard to leave. And a lot of people find it like, you know, they get in there and then spend a lot of time there. And there's so much awesome stuff happening on the planet. It's like, I've always really felt like you're missing a lot if you're just spending all your time at comfort and joy. Well, comfort and joy, but there's a lot more to Burning Man than comfort and joy, right? What's that? So, yeah, it's a black screen. So if you've been to Burning Man, you've probably seen that like mutant vehicles, art cars, are becoming like a more and more integral part of the experience out there. And we really didn't have any big visible gay art cars. When you're on the playa, they serve as both like transportation, like a destination and a chance to participate. And we really didn't have any spot to call our own or to offer up to the rest of Burning Man. So we wanted to fix that. We're trying to figure out, oops, that was a little early. We're trying to figure out like what we could do to like what form that might take. And I had a bunch of, one idea I had was like this, like a Hindenburg. It was constantly in flames and we carry people around on it and it would just like occasionally like explode in a big, sound like we'd kill people. So probably that's a no. And then one day during a dust storm, this thing we went to camp, and it took a while, but we figured out that it sort of solved all of our problems. So the other funny thing about mutant vehicles or our cars, Burning Man, is that they're destinations and they're kind of entertainment, but to some degree they've gotten to be less interactive. They've gotten to be a thing that you look at and a thing that you don't really get to get on in a lot of cases, especially the bigger ones. And we didn't really want to be that. So, the cool thing about this is that it offers a super enticing way to engage people and suck them in. and so we've always really tried to focus on like really encourage like being radically inclusive. That's one of the Burning Man core principles. And so there's no VIP area. It's nothing like that. Like BAAAHS is all about like getting everybody we can get to come on and take part in it. So we had a bunch of ideas about how like cool stuff we might be able to do. Some of them are going to be permanently next year ideas, I think. But we got a bus. This is 2 years ago now, 2013. We got a bus. Her name was Pearl. She was previously owned by a bunch of super cute straight boys who drove her around the US and Canada and played music. And we started figuring out how we would transform her into a sheep. Like so. And we realized, like, given the size of the bus and the sheep that would have to go over it, which is about like, that's like 40 feet long end to end, 20 feet tall, and 16 feet wide. And basically the cost of doing an art card goes up sort of linearly as the size, right? So we realized it was going to be pretty expensive, so we need to raise some money. So we started cutting out lots of little sheep and lots more of them, and cutting out like a bunch of stickers and stuff, and did a Kickstarter. And amazingly, we managed to raise $16,000, which was sort of like the first indication that, oh yeah, this is like kind of resonating with people. People are into this idea. So we got pretty excited and started, making lists of all the stuff we need to do. My favorite one on here is remove the piano, because there was actually a piano in the bus. So we started painting the bus, finished painting the bus. We trimmed our pants to the appropriate length. And then we started doing the things that we needed to do, whether we knew how to do them or not. And when we didn't know, we learned and asked people and learned a ton. So we learned how to weld. A bunch of people learned how to weld. We cut a bunch of metal. We got Trey to take his shirt off, which wasn't really much trouble, actually. And we got more guys to take their shirts off and do whatever they're doing. They're actually putting up the platform that would later on hold a bunch of people on top. So, like I said, we didn't actually know how to do a lot of this stuff. Like, none of us had really done a lot of welding before. We took some classes and stuff, but so it was pretty incredible when this started to come together into a thing that you could stand on. Even though at this point it was super dangerous because these things were like about to fall off. But shortly thereafter, it was quite safe. So bunch more stuff, and we started doing the pieces that would tie the thing together. So this is the ladder or the staircase that gets you from the inside of the bus up to the platform. We bought a couple gigantic disco balls and like 1 million tiny disco balls. You'll see the purpose later. We got a slide. We actually found the slide like about 200 feet away from where we were working on the bus, just by pure chance and luck. Installed it in the bus, cut a hole in the roof, and started working on what I think is safe to say is the world's largest steel butthole. It's definitely the world's heaviest steel butthole. And worked on the head. We redesigned the headbit the second year. And while that was all happening, like the interior is still like bombed out, wreckage of a bus, right? So yeah, so with a bunch of planning, and painting and hammering with fluorescent pink hammers, we managed to transform the thing into this, and like people still gasp when they walk inside. You know, it's crazy. That's where the million tiny little disco balls went. So we still didn't have an exterior, and it turns out that it's not totally obvious how you would build like a gigantic sheep. You know, there's a lot of different ways you could do it, but we hit on this one, which seemed to work out pretty well, kind of a sheep constellation. And so then we needed to figure out how to transform that into actual physical structure, which was this. It's also not obvious how to do this, and took a lot of work, but it came out. It turned out that it actually worked. Like you put them together and they kind of snap into this cool 3D shape, and so I started to do that. Meanwhile, we had to stuff them, right, like to get it to be woolly. So the stuff is tulle. It's like wedding dress material, right? It's prone to getting caught on people's heads. And stuff. So yeah, we started putting those together, sometimes with power tools for some reason, more efficient, I guess. And it ended up with like something like 120 of these panels, right? A lot of panels. I'm glad we don't have to build those again this year. You guys. So yeah, so as these came together, like magically the thing starts to look a bit like a sheep. As we get more on there. Yeah. So then we figured out how we were going to light them, and we actually upgraded the lights a ton the second year. And then we just about lost our shit when we saw what his eyes are going to look like. Yeah. And then we worked out a sound system, which we again upgraded hugely the second year. We went from about 2,000 watts to 14,000 watts in the second year, so it was an upgrade. We built a cute little DJ booth and got some cute little DJs to go in it. Meanwhile, we decided last year to do kind of an ambitious camp also. Previous year, we'd sort of just been the vehicle, and we wanted to do something that was also interactive where we lived. And so we started sewing like crazy to build this barn. And then we got on the road, and sorry, I'm dying of a cold here. Got on the road and headed out to the playa about a week early before we got there like on Wednesday before the gates opened, right? And so it's crazy because like this is sort of the middle of the city, right? Like there's nothing there yet. It's really fun to get there early and see the thing get built around you. So so we started unpacking and furiously throwing things back onto the bus again. This is the sound system going up, and panels on, and again starts to look like a sheep. And so we got in line for the DMV approval stuff, the DMV license. So the way it works is you register here in like April or so, right? And they say, yeah, okay, sounds good. And then when you get there, you have to actually get the license, and they check that you did kind of what you said you were going to do, right? So, so we're doing like last minute touches, polishing up the eyes there, polishing real well, and doing all kinds of last minute stuff as we're in line to get it, and we got it, and we were kind of elated, and yeah, and then we started throwing like basically this week-long party. And people started coming, Coming. And turned out that people liked it a bunch. So like lining up outside to get inside a bunch. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm just gonna do some pictures here. Oh yeah, we did some photo bombing too. Somehow nobody got killed. These are the disco balls you saw before. Yeah. And a bunch of really cool parties. And lots of that sort of stuff. So the camp also was just amazing last year. And yeah, it's a crazy experience to feel like you contributed in a really meaningful way to a lot of people's burns. And yeah, it's been a great experience, I think, for a lot of us. So that was Burning Man this year. When we got back, we discovered that we'd kind of become one of the iconic images of Burning Man 2015. Like, this was sort of used as the, oh, isn't that wacky picture that lots of news outlets use for the burn, which is kind of cool, And then shortly after that, we got picked up on like a Photoshop battles subreddit, and people like for a day went nuts. So like some violent ones here. Someone was called U-boat. So I thought it was like a huge compliment. Kind of good, right? And then this one too is a huge compliment. Yeah, so we know what we're doing for our next Kickstarter, I guess. So wolf in sheep's clothing, sheep in sheep's clothing. Might need to do this one as like a look for this year. And that one was kind of good. Yeah. So like from the beginning, we wanted to be real sure that we were not taking ourselves too seriously, And so one of the things we wanted to do was have different outfits for different days of the week. One of the ideas was this one, which actually materialized last year and was super awesome. For purposes of scale, here's Malesio holding his nose ring. And that actually turned out to work out perfectly because Folsom Street, many of you saw this, Folsom Street asked us to do something with them this year. And so we like all our stuff, we put it in the alley next to Powerhouse, and with the help of 40 volunteers, like who were like super productive and super well organized, we managed to put together the thing in record time. In I think it was like about 9 hours, maybe like 10 to 12 hours probably. So yeah, we came together in the city for the first time, and then we had another fucking crazy experience. And then we started taking them down in sort of a uniquely Folsom way. This is my favorite. From 5:45 to 8:45, the difference. Like, we put them together with a ton of help, and we took them apart with a ton of help. And it was incredible to see how, like, with a bunch of people together, working together, you can get some incredible stuff done. It's like really inspiring to me. Yeah, so we did some stuff in the city too this year, Aaron.
Yeah, sure. So one of the big ideas with the bus is that it would go beyond Burning Man and really speak to the community here in San Francisco and world over. With Folsom, it kind of launched it into a global art collective and just took it to a whole other level. It's something that we dreamed about from the very beginning when we started this whole thing. Was, it's going to be out there, but how do we plug into events and things that are going to bring people together in unexpected ways in San Francisco? So Folsom was a huge nod of the leather cap to that. And then this was actually up at Twin Peaks, supporting a really important organization who had really spearheaded getting queers together in a way that had never been thought of before. They would take over bars throughout the city and give people a place to intersect and meet up in an unassuming environment, very much in the same way that we had hoped to do, like parking a bus, getting people to dance in front of it. What had happened to them, though, is that they'd actually been sort of copycatted, which in the time and the day and age we're in San Francisco, it's one of these hard things to kind of swallow because culture is being lost, really cool ideas are being swallowed up, artistic integrity, the queer community, all these things that really stand out for us are kind of being washed away in a sense. So Christian and the boys connected with him, and the idea was, maybe we'll take the bus out without the skin for the first time and just go completely guerrilla. Take it out on the road in a way we never really expected and really help this group out. And so they actually parked outside the bar, grabbed all the people from the event, that was the copycat event, threw them on the bus, took them up to Twin Peaks, and through coordination with San Francisco PD, this party went on for like 3.5 hours. They drove by 3 times, 2 times?
With no permit.
Yeah.
Like no permit.
People are drinking, doing all kinds of things. I mean, it was amazing. The music is blasting out over San Francisco, and we're just all standing there. And suddenly we realized our dream and our community and all this stuff had actually touched down in the city that we care so much about. So it started to become really important to us to really boost that up and to give people these points of intersection in the city and beyond. So that was the first event of that type. And then we took it a step further with another camp that was actually up at Twin Peaks. They were helping us as a support vehicle, also as just support. And more than that, they'd actually dreamt up the idea of, hey, we work at this really great collective, but it's never really been contextualized in a queer sense. 2 of the biggest BAAAHS art cars coming out of here are queer built. So we go in there and really start to have a presence and help them out. NIMBY was, and is, they're always trying to raise money. It's a collective, so it's kind of loose as how things are being sort of contributed and sort of funds being raised. So in a matter, was it like 2 weeks? We basically pulled together the first queer event at NIMBY. And the big goal of this was not just to have a party, and it wasn't just to raise money. It was start to, it was to inspire people to know that they could build things themselves and show them this really cool area where things get built. Show them the sheep in its natural form, because a lot of people just see it done and they don't realize that it's actually built up in all these pieces. And it gave us an opportunity to show sort of the behind the scenes of what we're doing and some of the more magical parts that result in this beautiful ending of intersection, music, dance, and a legacy. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing more events like this in San Francisco because the goal is always to really not just service burners, but to service the queer community overall. And we're going to talk more about that too, because there's this whole idea of expansion. As the collective grows, what does that mean? What are we going to do? How are we going to just keep it going on this first? Because we did something that nobody had ever done before. So we're going to keep doing that.
So yeah, one of the goals of the NIMBY party that Aaron was talking about was definitely to bring together people with different, if maybe people who have ideas, with people who want to work on stuff. And we had a few really good things come out of that party itself, and we're going to present that in a little bit here. But first, so yeah, that's 2014. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about what we're doing this year and how we're going to organize it. So first, a bunch of this thing is crazy. So a bunch of the work that we did last year, a bunch of the organizing that happened last year, from Playa to Folsom Street and Camp, was done by these 2 gents, Mark and John. Turns out. yeah, Mark couldn't be here, but John's there. Turns out they're getting married in a giant Martha Stewart gay wedding this year, and so they're not going to be available to lead as much. They're going to help out by advising us more this year. So there's a bunch of opportunities for other people to get involved. I like to think that BAAAHS really brought the two of you together. Or at least it didn't tear you apart. Yeah, so yeah, can I hand it over to you, John?
Yeah. So I guess we can start with the, bringing this together and all the projects and events that we've thrown. Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh, my name is Major. I've been helping out with this for the last 2 years, and mostly helping out with tech and sound, but a bit of sort of meta organization as well. So bringing this together, running events, planning for next year, building for next year, and projects that may be looming take a lot of time and effort and love and attention. And we need everything from a couple of hours of your time if you can spare it to we'll take years of your life. Years of your life. The great thing is we have a need for every kind of skill. You know how to weld, you know how to run spreadsheets, you know how to deal with finicky, fussy artists. So anything in this sort of anything you can offer, you probably have a space for. And then conversely, we also have a great opportunity to teach. So if you want to learn how to run a sound system, come talk to me. If you want to learn how to program LEDs, you can do that. If you want to learn how to weld, there's a great, it was one of the sort of reasons Christian and all pulled this together was as a teaching exercise, and it really turned out well. I've done more bigger art than I ever thought I would be able to get my hands into. It's been very satisfying. So to get this done, next slide, we're organizing with sort of some core platforms that we need people to take ownership of, like the build platform, the production platform. We'll get into details of what these are in a bit. Tech, volunteers, admin. The people who organize these platforms will not do all of the work, but they're just going to be making sure that we complete the tasks underneath each of these main sort of foundational units. Shepherds, we've used this term before, but shepherds are the people tasked with executing a specific task, like creating the leather daddy outfit. That was a shepherd who's in charge of making that happen. We have a shepherd in charge of the sound system, so making sure it's run and staffed. A shepherd in charge of on-playa event staffing. There's a lot of details, but we're going to sort of break this up and not try to organize it. We got everyone here together to organize everything under these platforms. We've been meeting every week and wasting a lot of people's time. So the people who are in charge of each of these platform areas are going to be calling their own meetings, and they're going to be doling out or announcing projects that need other people to support them. I guess next slide. So here's some example items underneath build. So the build is mostly happening at NIMBY. They're just generally keeping the place organized. Logistics to and from Black Rock City is a big task that needs people thinking about it. The panels we are happily not rebuilding, but they do need to be sort of cleaned. We could use a system to transfer them back and forth from Black Rock City. That's better than sort of hurling them into the back of a truck. And so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all these items, so you can just sort of go through them. At the end of the meeting, we're going to have, there is a sign-up sheet we'll be passing around. Also on the BAAAHS.org website, you can sign up and indicate which areas you might be interested in, down to specific tasks or platform level. You do need platform leads, so come talk to us if you want to sort of get a bigger part of the organization of this group. And if you're just wanting to help out on more discrete tasks, indicate that too. I guess, I don't know who we have. I'm running tech right now. I'm sort of doing tech instruction. Joey, I guess you were doing Bill. Is that so we need camp admin and volunteer wrangling if that's in your head. Love to talk to you.
Or if you know somebody perfect for it that isn't here.
Yeah, that we can volunteer.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and so that's up right now if you want to get out your phones and sometime when we're done talking or whenever you can go. It's just a real quick form with some checkboxes and stuff. Let's see. Yeah. And you want to do this bit again?
Yeah, sure. So the idea of community and yeah, it was kind of amazing when we first did all of this, like because you guys saw the process for building this thing that we'd imagined, Christian imagined, we saw it drawn, but it was so epic to actually see it out there. Like people just couldn't believe their eyes. Like it was beyond. Like that was 2013 in a nutshell. Like people just saw it, they just couldn't believe it. It was like, yeah. And on top of that, it was a bunch of like GLBT folks that built it, you know, for the queer community of Burning Man. And it was the first gay art car of the size and scale that was ever run out there. And it was just a lot. So, you know, we realized that imagining something, mobilizing a community to build it, and delivering something magical is something that happened once. Could it happen again? So in 2015,
That'll lead it.
it absolutely is.
So I'd like to introduce Colton. Colton.
All right, Colton Long. I'm gonna give you the hot skinny on this new project that we're gonna be building in 2015. All right, first off, I'm gonna do this.
Wow. It's not digital. It's actual. It's actual.
It's actual. So bad. So as you guys all know, Lost Boys Unit have been battling pirates, parents, and Lost Boys for well, since forever. But it's time to get serious. It's time to bring out the big guns, and it's time to make the Wendy Bird. So do you guys want to know what the Wendy Bird is? Next slide. All right, so the Wendy Bird is a mobile transport vehicle for the Lost Boys Unit in order for us to aid in the fight on the fun front. It's going to have a lot of firepower, going to be a lot of fire, right? It's going to be airborne, it's going to be seaworthy, it's going to have a crow's nest, it's going to have Mermaid's Lagoon, it's going to have a giant steel teddy bear called Ursa Major for any of you crybabies who get a little homesick when we're out boarding and battling other art cars. She's also going to be decorated in the skulls of our pirate enemies, which is this cute little sucker down here. We'll go to the next slide. So this is just kind of like some more schematics of what we're thinking, kind of incorporating a lot of different kind of like wartime, maybe World War II or Vietnam sort of looks and feels to it, and like kind of enveloping those attitudes, but also incorporating the teddy bear element too, which kind of gives it, like kind of cuts the edge a little bit. So I'll talk to you about the main mission of the Wendy Bird, which was basically to be, it's basically a little shitmobile. It's kind of to prank other art cars. Like, imagine this guy rolling up to, let's say, like the Mayan warrior, unloading all of the Lost Boys, boarding their art car, staging like a pillow fight, and then hanging up this banner huge on the side of their art car and leaving without them knowing. That's kind of the playful guerrilla warfare, kind of punk politic bedtime story feel that we're going for here. So as far as actually building this, what we have so far, next slide, is this, which is, it's a tank carrier or a heavy equipment transporter. It's huge. Yeah. No, we have attained this thing.
That happened in NIMBYQ.
Yeah, this happened in NIMBYQ. So yeah, she's sexy, right? That doesn't turn you on. I don't know what will. The next slide. So usually it's for carrying tanks or hauling potatoes, but it is also going to tow the Wendy Bird to victory in 2015. So yeah, she's big and scary and probably dangerous, but also a lot of fun. So yeah, I have like a lot of drawings here with me of the actual plans and stuff if you guys are curious after this, if you have any questions or anything. But right now I'm gonna lead you with the Lost Boys Oath, which is no parents, no pirates, and no bedtimes.
So yeah, I think that really fits really well with kind of the BAAHS aesthetic in a funny way, which I'm blatantly ripping this off from Girl Queer Bar. It's it's let's see, silly, sexy, and surreal, right? And I think this is all of those things, and it also kind of really fits really well with this thing about Burning Man. I think it sort of is a bunch of adults that just refuse to grow up, right? And like, let's fucking embrace that. Like, this is a spot for us to. This is our playground, and we can treat it as such and have a good time. So, yeah, we're gonna be we're kind of like co-producing this. We're feeling out how it's exactly gonna work, but you know, we'd like to be able to kind of pool our resources and, you know, and volunteers and stuff. Yeah, that's it. So, build is at NIMBY. If you haven't been there, it's a really awesome space. There's like a bunch of different people working on different stuff there. It's pretty easy to get to. It's like maybe 40 minutes by car, probably less than that. Same by car. And build is Saturdays and Sundays 11 to 6. We'll announce when we're starting, probably sometime in April or so. Man burns in 221 days. So we still got a little time, but not much. Obviously, this is gonna need money. So if you have rich friends, friends who appreciate this kind of thing, let us know. We'll get in contact and talk about what we can do.
Actually, that was one of the things that wasn't listed under the duties and what's going to be coming up. We're going to be doing fundraising, probably in the form of another Kickstarter, and also in the form of events, like the ones we did with Pangea, and just really starting to kick things off, but also to build a community here and get people involved with things that maybe they don't want to go to Burning Man, but they want to be a part of this mechanical queer community that's like building these really big vehicles, really big things, really big mobile art. And so we want to be able to make sure they can participate too. So in the coming months, we're going to be having some more stuff in the city, more stuff online, and yeah, we're just going to really kick things off in a cool, collective way. And yeah, this is with this new project, it really is going to become a collective. So it's moving into a new space and realm, and imagine other projects coming up too. So as we're thinking about these ones, like definitely think about your ideas as well.
And oh man, we've got the coolest idea for a party that I can't talk about. We need to like confirm it before. Yeah, I can talk about it, but it's gonna be so. Yeah. All right, more about that next time. Yeah, so this URL works right now. It's a stupid little form that I just threw together, but if you wanna do it, we'll get you on the list, and then we'll figure out how those groups are gonna work. That's it.
I guess at one point we didn't talk at all about camp. Like so some people are helping out with us and they're not camping with us. Others will camp with us. The person who's in charge of ultimately the camp organization will be announcing details probably in a month or so. So wait for more info on that. Just this is more about like getting projects rolling and whatnot. The camp is kind of a separate thing.
When did the work weekend start?
Probably April-ish. We'll announce that. Does that sound about right, Joey? Yeah. There's stuff that we can get started on soon, but we're gonna have a little bit more of a plan for it and try to get these groups together so we know exactly how to. We want to have like a little more distributed decision making and stuff happening this year. So I want to get that started first. Questions?
Is this question time?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. So the first year, the major effort went towards actually building the sheet. The second year, doing the sheet, the camp, part of the setup was huge. What is the major effort this year out of the camp?
Well, Windy Bird is definitely going to be a chunk of work. I think realistically, the sheet was a 2-year project, right? Like we got them together the first year, but we really completed in the second year, I think. So there's more to do on the sheep, but we're really kind of refining at this point. There's plenty to do. Don't worry. But so it's gonna be the same kind of story with Wendy Bird, I think. It's really a 2-year project. We're gonna figure out what we can have done by by Burning Man this year, and then we'll refine and finish it in the next year, I think.
We'll still have the bar and camp.
So
That's the hope. So I mean, we need a camp leader, but that worked out so well and it looked so awesome. And, once it's already been created, so why not get the scaffolding again and throw it up? But that's my opinion.
So to your question as well, one of the other things that started to happen with just like full sun and just having more people getting involved, some of the stuff in the city, working together with other camps, it's looking like we're going to start to grow the stable, as it were. There may be a barn accompanying us, and then potentially some smaller like sheep, potentially, or other animals.
Let's talk about other vehicles. by the
That'll
way.
be coming, I'm sorry, that'll be coming along. Yeah, buses and and different things. So we roll with it. And the thing to keep in mind is the community is growing, and there's never really been a mobile queer community out there. So it's just like doing more of that. But yeah, it's a barn and some more sheep. I think that's what was discussed.
the aspect I love most about our cars at Burning Man is their public transit, role. Like that's how they really started. Long time ago, there was like this giant dragon with the pointiest little scales welded onto it, and it was. You remember, like you could get cut on that thing, like anything. But big bus could carry 50 people, and we kind of moved away from that for a while. But I think the cool thing that we're really aiming for here is these are all meant to be people movers, as well as people entertainers. Yeah.
One question for me is, BAAAHS is our starting point, and we recognize we're introducing this new aspect, and right now they feel a little disjointed, and that could be our strategy. We just want to have two things. But I'm wondering also if you thought through, is there a way to create relationship between the two so that they all become part of us? And I think that would be something for us to at least have a conversation about. Because I think the idea of us spawning something new is really cool. But I don't want to lose the idea that BAAAHS is already something.
Yeah, I feel that very strongly. I think we're still navigating exactly how this organization looks, At the same time, I think, it's never just about building a sheep, right? And in a way, it's kind of a way to kind of put our foot in the ground and say we want to do art, we want to do big art, Sheep was a great venue for that, and we think there are more venues for that, and don't necessarily want to limit people's kind of vision to something real specific. So I think, maybe we'll feel like sister projects, something like that, depending on how this goes. But we're really just feeling it out right now. I definitely understand that point of view.
Almost one way to look at it is like the bus birthed its parent organization, which is now having its children, right? So we're not doing this as a sub bus project. It's like we're sort of empowering this community to make different. We don't want to limit what new visions might come out of anyone else. So this just happens to be a second
I
sister
almost
project.
wish there were a set of values that we stand for that gave birth to the sheep, but that also then bring this into the fold.
I think that's exactly it. Yeah. We should maybe
Well,
enumerate them.
in the initial phase of all of this, the idea that Christian touched upon at the beginning was there was this neighborhood, and the fact was it was becoming somewhat insular, and we were just staying where we were comfortable. And the reality about Burning Man is that it's this madness. You need to get out into it, but there was no beacon for us to ride out to. We had everything we needed right there. We had sex, we had the best parties. People weren't leaving the neighborhood, and so we were not just impacting ourselves, we were impacting the burners around us because we weren't interacting the way that we could have been. So getting the sheep out there, regardless of what it was, that was the idea. Is there's going to be a beacon. We're actually going to physically move people out there, and we're going to give them a destination to dance. and we knew music was going to be a part of it, and the sheep was definitely like the idea behind it, the whimsical nature of it, but the mission was much broader than that, getting the gays out of the gate. And then again, bringing it back here so that you can have these huge projects that like at Folsom, nobody'd ever seen a like 2-story sheep with an anally penetrated slide. I mean, that blew people's minds. And so if you can imagine Wendy Bird at Folsom, it's going to be another massive like fire throwing. I don't know if they'll let us do it, but maybe they will. And it's a second piece in this puzzle of the way that we've been kind of talking about this a bit, because we often hear GLBTQ as an acronym, right? But what does it mean? It's like everybody identifies with one section of that, right? So it's more of an equation. We're getting gays, lesbians, bisexuals, trans to work together. The output are projects like these. This is the sum of those parts. So I think that as we kind of approach this, that'll be a definite element of it as we communicate it to a broader audience. But it's like, what happens when you get these innovative, sometimes marginalized groups together? What's the output? It's not just something that we need to like see as a blend. People outside of us see as a blend. Because it's taken for granted all the time. And then people don't know whether to put the G or the L. Because they're losing the sight that these are distinct groups that are coming together to do some stuff. So I think that can help glue it together a little bit.
Another real quick thing, like a lot of us are like work in some capacity in the tech industry, and it's personally important to me to and I've also lived in San Francisco for a long time. Like I was born in San Francisco. It's really important to me to show that art and weird stuff and the tech community are not totally mutually exclusive. Like we're actually bringing something to the city, all together, and art is still alive here and is going to keep on getting better. Yeah. Hey.
This might be a better direction question to Cole, and it's kind of just curiosity. Like, BAAAHS is like a big puckered, pretty queer and gay, and like people like visiting. So like, I'm kind of curious. Just like, I know you're in preliminary stages, but like, what's going to be kind of like gay and like queer about like Wendy?
The queer aspect of it,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Boys, like,
and that's
naked or
I mean, totally,
like
duh.
Yeah.
But I think what these guys were just touching on too is not limiting things so much. And although BAAAHS was basically, it was a very queer project, I want there to be queer elements to it, definitely, but not limit it to that. Also, I think that this whole thing spawned from the Peter Pan syndrome, which is something that I think that every gay man can identify with. Is wanting to party and stay up late and never go to bed, and I think that that's kind of the whole driving force behind this. That's something that we can all identify with. So that would probably be the queer aspect of it. And yeah, take off your shirts and run around naked on it. That'd be great.
and something that we share with like the larger Burning Man community, right? Like it's everybody out there is a little queer in some sense, to some degree. So. Yeah, I think the line is a lot less clear, but the line was pretty unclear on BAAAHS. I mean, we had a bunch of straight people who contributed to the project, and we had a bunch of straight people who participated in it on the playa. So, all those lines are really blurry, and I think that's cool. Questions?
When is the next party?
We've talked about letting the weather decide that. That's kind of what happened at the Twin Peaks one. Does anybody have a better answer than that?
I mean, we haven't scheduled an official BAAAHS event yet. There's probably one after the rain threat has ended. We'll have one at NIMBY for sure in like 2 months. There is like Ben, Mark, and I are throwing a monthly party starting February 7th, every first Friday of the month.
Flyers here.
So that's like by 3 bus people, but it's not a bus party.
Actually, that raises a good point, because one of the things that we're doing now is collecting potential locations for outdoor parties, and any information we have on them. Like, we kind of know that Twin Peaks can happen, but like something bigger. Like if you hear of anything or you see something that may not have sound restrictions, let's definitely keep that, because that's one of the elements.
If you have friends in the police force who have certain districts, that's good to know.
That actually helped us a huge amount on the Twin Peaks party. We had an insider who was on the phone with the precinct captain, and he was like, "We're going to be out of here at midnight, so if you can just like look the other way until then." And they totally did. So he's serious about that.
Let's do more of those.
Sleep with more, please not those.
Yeah. I think there was something really cool about the kind of spontaneousness of it, and I think we'll probably do something like that again, probably once the rain is done.
But don't wait for us to do it too. If you have an idea,
Yeah.
come, like the bus is just available. Like, so come and talk to us if you have an idea.
Seriously, it's easy to not put the sheet together and drive the bus somewhere and bring some speakers and play them. So
Maybe if one of us wants to like, organize a party, we have like this like a fundraising party, so we have sponsorship involved. Like take charge of that.
let's talk. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Good stuff.
Less than 1 hour.
Yeah, cool. We're gonna try not to have everybody fall asleep. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Go.
Some more wine and yeah.
That's the
live.
About
No,
20
no,
minutes.
What's up?
Aaron, you have your turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
take charge of that.
They have recorded you on YouTube too, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You good?
You want to give me your viewers?
Guys.
That was awesome. Yeah, we gotta get a party together. It seems like we have some interests.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The one I was like, I thought it was cool, but I've never had a video guy because I was acting and like 700,000 years later, like kind of blown away.
I started watching it and seeing like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm supposed to be in there right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna go home.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm kind of back and forth. I don't
follow where you go.
I don't see the music. I don't think so. I was just in New York in October. It might be all yeah. Yeah, I was in New Orleans with Brian and a bunch of the guys, and then Brian was just here. He just left, and then we left to talk. I'm back in I mean, that's really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just gonna come literally gonna go and work and see. Wow.
That sounds great. Have you been to Burning Man before? So this is going to be first.
It's the only anthem to be on stage. Oh, the only thing like I'm getting a new job and it's like
That's awesome. I love that.
I've met way too many people.
Yeah. I'm so into it. We enjoy just been kind of working on like really transparencies for this stuff. But,
So
and also we kind of wanted to look like almost like a military training course too.
Yeah.
So things like fold out of it, things fold back up. There's like ropes and stuff to climb on. There's like hammocks.
Yes, I love the swings and things to climb on a hammock.
Yeah. So we're trying to like make things fold in so that it's like easier to kind of like put away. That just kind of schematics. There's also kind of this view, and like this is what we're actually going to be building on. Me and Christian were trying to figure out a way to allow it to spin.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah. So that's why it's like lifted up in the air and you kind of pull down the ladders like on like fire escapes or whatever. We're gonna try and build like these tank treads or whatever. And we're just gonna like pick an actual tank you can like crawl in and man. You can go into the teddy bear head. There's a giant like alligator skull. So we're working on all this stuff right now. We're trying to figure out logistics. So that like it's huge, like compared to, and this is large. This thing is
From the
large.
pictures it looked here, this is giant. It's like mammoth.
It's a big thing. be funny as shit, right? And a lot of fire. Like so much fire.
So much fire. Oh my god.
It's the most fire. So fire, yeah. Cool, I'm glad you guys are excited.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right?
That's all I wanna do.
Sexy, right?
Yeah.
Just a single iPad.
That's it. That's all you do.
That's it.
Everyone will be like, there's a pirate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're also like playing around with really silly ideas too, like so this is what a pirate looks like these kind of like sand people or whatever, and kind of like maybe putting their heads on pikes, but also those be floating as well around it, just like decorate it with like really fun stuff like that, to kind of give like a lot of attention to detail. So I feel like it's stuff that is kind of like lost. For me, like there's that huge plane, but like it's not fun. I don't know, unless people are like dressed up like airline stewardess and stuff like that. But yeah, tell more of a story.
We'll figure it out. You'll know the right thing when it comes to it.
I've seen one.
Okay.
This is like
Exciting.
yeah,
It works so far. I can't wait to watch it.
it's good. It's all based on the graphic novel, which on top of the fact is unexpectedly die then.
That's great.
Yeah, it's not looking like that.
What do I do?
It is all those things.
You know, actually, I did edit out the most. I did edit out some graphics talking across just for the sake of like not pushing it. I'm sure at some point it's gonna get picked up. I mean, I'm sure that it's whatever. I think we're already there. Someone sent me a message last night saying something like, but it also has pitfalls. I just want to I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? He was like, I was just providing you my honest opinion. I'm like, okay. Yeah, maybe. I should have said that. That's exactly maybe I'll maybe we can do part two with you. Oh, that's true. That's true. What is everything like? What is it that you do?
Well, I mean, build
Oh, Wendy. So, how are you? How are you? So I love the idea of this being like full on podcast, like we're gonna just like disrupt everything. So I love all of it. I'm only concerned that it's how good this thing. I mean, it's clearly happening. Okay, look at that. Go. Yeah. Sean and I are going to focus on We went on this weekend. It was like amazing. There were people hanging out naked at the beach. It was 70 degrees. Yeah, we went to the naked beach this weekend and talked about making it too hot. So we went to the beach at Top 70 degrees.
Yeah, 70 pictures. Get into this here, and then
Yeah, we went on a hike. We were yeah, we talked about that.
what's the name of the new thing?
Okay, so you know what they put in
How many people do we have camping? 30. It felt like 30 or 60. Okay, and then last year. Yeah, and then certainly the pros of campers. But they weren't trying to buzz anyway, so they didn't camp with us. I think we're just
I'm sure like the most likely scenario is I'll go like 10 miles and then, you know, probably
shower. We missed out on like water running. That was
that's definitely we want to have like that's what a lot of but it works a lot better.
Can you send me this picture?
Yeah. You don't have it? It's where is it? No, really? Did you?
that's me. I know it is.
right before you guys walked in, he showed us some naked pictures.
Awesome. Where are they? I went to my grandma's birthday.
That's so crazy.
Oh, you don't need that. No, because that one's going on the screen.
Okay.
Oh my God, there's more? There we are. That's not naked. Oh, I mean, do you think you put that as an outside? Right. That's fine. Probably gonna do it. Yeah, broccoli.
I think we're in. So I think that this would be a year to really start investigating.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I guess All right, well, thank you for organizing.
Yeah, totally.
See you again. Great to see you, man. We mentioned that.
That's amazing. Although it gives me like anxiety. Remember that?
Yeah, I think it's a natural division of friendships or like cluster friendships. It seems to make sense. It's like I think there's definitely folks that want to make some folks on the where it's like just the one shower or like the one bigger shower. And it's like just do like one bigger shower. It's like rent, share some space, and the rest I can have it. But yeah, I think that's the year before. Yes.
Our biggest year was from my perspective,
Well, it's a lot of times like here's the character of your one that of the week informs what I'm doing. I think sometimes maybe if you're 40 or something, you're expecting certain experiences like that was too much. I really and we've had a lot of things happening. There's sort of like buy and it's like favorites and folks like like they get really attached to the folks that they never. Those folks are on the thing where it's like, well, I'm gonna do it a year. Then the ones who are maybe on the fence, like, oh, I'm not gonna. So it's like there's this sort of like returning, leap but I think we're, I think this is the year a lot of us come back. And I think it goes around 25 years. And I think this is the year for some sort of like, some sort of shift.
Just getting out of
that. We like to try to say under try to be better. And there's always like one year where all of a sudden we start to kind of like, oh shit, and then we're 17, and then well now, I'm talking so what about the folks who are where you build, assuming it's funding, it's like, are they where is it handling? Not necessarily because it's going to continue consequences, but also just to think about it, like maybe that means we're about 60 campers based on
even like I never met him, they haven't been there yet, so it's kind of weird. Like sitting in a room there, it's there, you guys were there, I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Also, the wonder is like, if we like park our cars and then we're spot on J, and then we have 4 days before we get to them. Probably not 4 days, probably a day. Well, you're not seriously not talking about it. Like, wow, okay. Yeah, that's the longest one.
maybe they were just like 16. We kept it up. They'd be okay.
Time spent, no time spent.
There's something really nice about like the long wait line. I mean, I don't know that 8 hours is necessary, but like last year it was great. It was 2 hours to the road and then like the slow so caravans on the highway. There's something sort of it's like a long shower and all sort of slowly even that it feels like you know what I mean? Like, it's all done. The garage is
So we stayed on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was great because they closed and they announced. So we had out to the mile. And from our camp to the drive,
sick.
usually whatever. It was like going around, rolling right out. We went down to urban lake.
I've been wanting to do that in a year. It's a lot of it's function time of day.
Yeah, right.
It's either it's either like middle of the night or it's dawn, or whatever it is. As soon as I need some.
I was like,
That was a while.
That was kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sorry,
There's something about it. 4 hours in the house. In the middle of the night.
Did I tell you I found the eBay for $4,000? Like stuff that yeah, I know stuff that we worked with. Looks really good.
And then they kind of parts the parts and
the bodies that you look so good. So good. I know. It's like, I saw that picture. I was like, it's so weird, right? It's really good.
But it goes so slow. I always want to feel like it's like orange to yellow in the space of like 10 minutes. Not like yeah.
It's great.
So I missed our day. He's like, a whole snippet.
So these are like, oh my god, like this is the first kind of concept drawings for it before I knew that we have this. So we got a hold of this humongous fucking tape, and that's going to be the toe vehicle for it. So we're going to try and build it around this thing and make these wheels look like tank treads tomorrow. So then we started.
What are you going to put on it? Like, there's just some sort of like, is there something that actually goes around with the treads?
I mean, we're going to kind of try and make it look like, so here's just kind of like these sketch.
Did you do these?
Yeah. Great. So you kind of move this whole thing down so that these wheels end up being this like tank tread. And then have this giant teddy bear. You can crawl inside, you have wings, you can actually have a tank thing. We have a lot of fire.
Good.
A lot of fucking
There's
fire.
no fire on the
There's
sheet.
not a, yeah, well, there's no fire on the sheet. But this project can allow us to have fire.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see this.
Yeah.
So, and then like, where can you like get? Like, where can you inhabit this?
So you're going to be able to go inside the teddy bear, both inside like its body and inside its head. You'll be able to kind of like steer its head a little bit. There, like where you get in.
It's like.
perception on campus that it's hard
Looks like a long weekend project. Yeah, it's just
At least a weekend, probably a 3-day weekend.
maybe 2. If I have business to take care of.
No pirates, no parrots.
Bedtime.
Oh, I thought it said no bottoms.
No bottoms.
Get out, John.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye, John.
It looks like a lot, dude.
It's
Is
gonna
this
be
gonna be
a
fire
lot.
appearance?
Oh yeah, it's all fire. It's like machine gun turrets that are rigged up to fire.
Are we gonna have music on this, or is this gonna go?
There is going to be music, but it's not necessarily going to be a sound car. And instead of having like the instance house music stuff, it's going to be more like a punk rock soundtrack. And for the first year, we'll see what happens the second year. The second year, it might actually turn into a soundstage.
So is there a relationship with the sheep?
Only in that we're kind of. I mean, it's going to be made by gauges, And to me, this whole idea sounds pretty gay, like a bunch of boys on a tank together, like playing like that. It can be as gay, yeah. It can be as gay as we want it to be, right? But it's also going to attract a lot of like hot straight girls. But we're kind of trying to develop a sort of like umbrella group. Like umbrella, like queer group or queer ally group that we're able to create like other art projects and not trying to limit ourselves with just like sheep related things.
Obstacle course, jungle gym.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of things like
Do we know how we're funding this?
we're planning the USO show for it.
Yeah.
Which will be a lot of fun, and that was like. Yeah, I can't talk too much about that, but there's gonna be a lot of fundraisers. There's gonna be a Kickstarter. Yeah.
So, wait, is this already been acquired?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge grow. It's fucking large. Like you can see on the other side, it's a big thing. It carries tanks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys have that. When I was looking at the drawings, I didn't understand this.
Like the scale of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I saw that.
Yeah, I know it's really big. It's real big.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
When is like construction beginning, like in earnest?
Late March probably.
Is it? Is that what would it be with BAAAHS? It's a lot later than that.
Yeah, probably. Most beginning might start later than that. But we're still gotta go to like junkyards and find parts that we like. It's gonna be like a big junkyard project. But all
Are you looking at the meat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Next to the buzz.
Probably. I mean, it's all kind of next to each other.
Sounds fun, man.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna be cool as shit.
I'm excited for the fire.
Yeah. That's like
And the art.
Keep it away from the
his goal up in flames.
And then did I hear there were like a couple of other like related cards? Things that were gonna be like.
There's Pangea. Pangea. Pangea is another gay art card that was the Pangea Diva at one point. That was it's okay. But they want to like revamp it and turn it into a different idea. It's like a little red bus. And,
I know who they are.
Yeah, you remember when they did the Nibiki poster? It was like a sock puppet. The little red bus is Pangea. So it's supposed to be like a Pangea boss thing. So Pangea wants to kind of help out or be a part of all of it.
And I heard there was like an art card. Like,
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, goddamn.
I heard there was gonna be like an art card play space.
But see, yeah, that was the Pangea thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to have like the.
I saw something that's slave. I'm hoping that there's multiple slave. So is John.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at me.
I don't know.
If not, maybe the inside of the teddy bear is a good spot for sling. Who knows?
Oh yeah, just wake it up. Yeah.
Why are you saying singular?
Oh, right.
I was thinking that would be singing the song off of the wings of the plane. Yeah. More swings. We want more swings in 2016. Swings. Good. Hi. Hi.
It's Mark Major and Beth's party.
All right, we gotta
Yeah.
Starting.
Yeah, it's like that's everywhere. It's just like it's just all day up and down.
Yeah, me too. I've had it for
I'm not going. I'm not going. No, I'm kidding. I'll be there. Stop plugging your party. I'm kidding. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna work on it.
It's the brand new club that's Lena and Darcy.
You can't go to this one.
No, I'll get
I think we're around this Friday.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
You know, they don't even have parties in New York.
yeah, they don't party.
They don't know how to do it. No, I actually didn't. I mean, I've like been there and it's
My
like
friend
not
DJ
that
there,
fun.
he said that it was not
That's not how to say nice folk swings. Thank God. Nobody can become slings. What's a human?
It's like a bitchy step on when you get out of the bath. Oh, man.
Human luggage. Human traffic.
Oh my God. Yeah, I hear you.
You're mixing my head.
That's between like, that's between tennis.
It's like we're there. Yeah. You know, like one of the reasons why we always practice up. Like literally no burgers, and then we do everything in person, everything. And then the body takes all the stuff. So it's like he's reading like as he's I never know that.
Yeah, that's why he's always laughing.
Because he has to read it and like he wants to project it somehow. So it's
Hubby, sucks. Way to show up. Oh yeah. Yeah, good.
But tonight, like, you're having a great time.
I saw that. I saw you working on that over the course of half an hour.
Oh, I don't have a snap.
Lego park, and I'm like,
Honestly, pizza. All right, see you guys.
You get cold water next down.
Fantastic.
You guys. That's the fourth. 1 second.
So do you believe it?
Producer.
No.
yeah.
Hi.
There's more your guys not to see. We'll be there.
I missed the first part of the meeting. Did you guys say you're doing lots of the shit this year? Or
No.
Yeah, because yeah, I think that's real.
I mean, there's so many. That in itself would be a challenge. I kind of hope that we can find some people that are those are the best people from American Steel, blogs and stuff. I'm excited about this. You know, it's not just a big case. Like getting into it too.
It seems like the idea of doing Kickstarter is multiple.
Yeah. I feel like that's the thing because she is actually like a little bit of a
But I mean, the more important thing is it's to your project.
Yeah.
As long as everyone's on the same page about that, understand it. Those are awesome meetings. Money Bird is going to look like half done Money Bird and apply this year.
It's gonna be tough to say what we do.
I love that we had.
They were all.
They probably won't have anything that's like too big to move, and like too big to undesign.
Yeah,
Those are really hard to undesign.
I mean, these are the things that will extend out past. We need to figure out how
The leverage of that.
I think you need the heavy we take the rest of it.
And also, you guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys chose the truck to like join the Inspiration Military Vehicles. Join the club, but looking at that, you can definitely do what I did, which is not give a shit about the weight of anything. And just like buy really expensive heavy steel and just say like, yep, cool. And that's strong enough and not worry about like finding that like perfect balance where like, oh, you know, this piece of supporting steel is light enough and cheap enough and everything.
Seems designed it's designed to tow 120 tons or something like that. Something ridiculous. This one, it's an 8-wheel drive.
Where's it parked?
It's somewhere in North Dakota right now.
Yeah. Yes. I never actually saw it.
Yes, it's just the fun part. We have a tank, we don't use the tank instead.
Easier to design things. You need to say like big heavy and whatever force.
Are you
thinking of any like
there's like less probably structural pieces than there was on boats. More artistic things.
Yeah, like I think these are just like unless we can find ideally we can just find something and just attach it and then reinforce them probably with one of those, but yeah, otherwise it's just like something that you can walk on with sheet metal over it.
The dog,